Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars and welcome to another PlayStation 4 review, and today's review is for Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Now, yes, I know this game has been out a number of years on the PlayStation 4 and I've owned it for a number of years, and I have played through this game a couple of times, and I'm just on my third playthrough, I think it's fair to say, right now. And the reason I am playing this game again is because, damn it, right now I should be playing Cyberpunk, but it's been delayed till later in the year, and I wanted to play like a Cyberpunk type game, and the closest thing I have in my collection is this game, Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Now, I've been playing the Deus Ex games for years, ever since they came out back on the earlier consoles. They were really great games, really well made games, and I've just always been a big fan of them. I'm not a big fan of first person shooters, however this game is so much more than a first person shooter, and we will go into a little bit more depth about all of it. Now, this game is a sequel to Deus Ex Human Revolution, that's the one, sorry. I almost forgot then, which I did play through and I enjoyed on PlayStation 3 a few years ago. So I was quite looking forward to this one when it came out. And this came out, I believe it was 2016. And this time you again are Adam Jensen as the main character. And this game is mainly set in Prague. Now, the Deus Ex games have always been like world travelling games. You set in one location and then you travel all over the place to investigate certain clues, and this game is no different in a lot of ways, but a lot of it is actually set in Prague, and it feels a little bit confined. However, I would also argue that it feels a little bit more focused as well. So it's not as open as maybe previous titles, but I really quite like this focused version of this game. It's a combination of investigate. You're a police officer and you work for Interpol and you're investigating certain things, and then you're getting into scuffles, firefights, and the beauty of this game is you can handle any of these scenarios any way you choose. If you want to go in all guns blazing, you can do that. If you want to go in stealthy, you can do that. If you sometimes want to negotiate your way in or out of a situation, you can do that as well. The freedom that this game gives you is really fantastic, and it does give you a lot of replayability, this game, because you can handle different situations however you want. For example, quite early on in the game, you've got to go and see like this mob boss for a piece of equipment that you need to upgrade your hardware and your augmentations. Now, if you want to, you can go in there and shoot the place up and just get the hardware and walk out with it. But you can also go in there and negotiate with this mob boss, and if you do negotiate with him successfully, you will get the part given for free, and then you are then able, you will get some missions from this mob boss later on in the game. So you can choose whatever you want to do here, and I really like that approach to this game. It feels different every time you play it, and like I said, this is my third playthrough of the game now, and each time I do things slightly differently, and I really do appreciate it. Now, in regards to the story for this game, it's set 2 years after the last game, Human Revolution. Now, at the end of the last game, the AUGs, as they're called, there was an incident where all the people with augmentations kind of went a bit mad, and there was mass murders took place. So this is set 2 years after. People with augmentations now are looked on like they are second-class citizens, and Prague, where this game is set, is like a bit of a safe haven for AUGs still, even though they are still looked on quite a lot of second-class citizens here in this game as well, in Prague. And your job as Adam Jensen is to investigate with Interpol these terrorist events that are taking place, and it's your job to try and figure out what's going on, basically. So there's quite a political storyline going on throughout this game, and it's quite intertwined, and it's quite clever, and it's very, very interesting and quite relevant in many, many ways. And I really do appreciate this story here. It's well put together, as is this game. I mean, just look at it. It's absolutely beautiful to look at, is this game. Even now, today, there are better games out there in regards to how they look, but I think this game, I mean, it really is stunning to look at for the most part. And there's some powerful imagery going on in this game, and some heavy political conspiracy stuff. So your conversations can change outcomes depending on which way you want things to go. And in regards to you as Adam Jensen, now you basically feel you're a bit like Robocop to a large degree. You've got all these augmentations in your body, these mechanical augmentations that give you all these abilities, and these abilities range from scanning to you can jump from great heights, you can pick up heavy objects and fling them, you can punch through walls. And he also discovers in this game that there are some experimental augmentations that have been fitted to him unknowingly. So there's all these new cool augmentations in this game that you can unlock, and they include you can move really fast, you can fire these things out of your arms. I mean, it's really, really great, all these abilities that you get in this game, and every time you level up you get something called praxis in this game, and that allows you then to upgrade your augmentations. Now, this game got quite a lot of controversy when it was released, because it has microtransactions. If you want to go into the store and buy yourself 10 extra augmentations, you can do that, so that you can level yourself up faster in the game and become super powerful early in the game. However, I've never done that, and I've always enjoyed the game, and as I've leveled up, I have just naturally increased my augmentations as I've leveled up in the game. So the microtransactions are in the game if you want to use them. I've never used them, but they are there. There is some DLC content that adds to the game as well. A lot of people's complaints with this game was that it just ended in a really weird place. I guess I kind of agree with that. And as we haven't had a follow-up since, it kind of feels a bit odd the way they end the game. Now, in regards to the combat with this game, well, it's just brilliant. I mean, you've got so many different approaches here. You can do hand to hand, but you've got to keep yourself energized with biocells. You can make yourself invisible so you can sneak about. You can give yourself like this rhino armor so you're almost impossible to kill. And then of course you've got the weapons. Now all the weapons are upgradable. You can make them more powerful, you can add scopes to them, add laser sights, armor piercing bullets. You can keep upgrading your weapons, and it's all really, really cool the way that works. And I just think the combat here is really, really good. It's a combination of third person and first person action, and like I say, you can go in guns blazing, or you can go in stealthily and use all your augmentation skills if you so wish to, and it just leaves it open, and the variety of how you handle any scenario is really, really good. Now all the gameplay footage that you see in here is probably within the first 5 or 6 hours of the game, maybe a little bit more. But there's so many great locations to discover, and great things to unlock in the game. It's a really, really fantastic game. I've always enjoyed it. It's really fun to play. The mechanics are all done brilliantly. The shooting's excellent, the combat's excellent. I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. I've thoroughly enjoyed this game. Like I said, this is my third playthrough now, and you can pick this up dirt cheap, this game, now it's been out so long, and if you've never played it, it's one that I don't think you can do without personally, and it will certainly fill that gap maybe until Cyberpunk comes out later in this year. So that's my review for Deus Ex. I hope you enjoyed it.